Welcome back, trackside. Once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. SwiftMotorSports brings you the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Cup Series final regular season race. That's right, week 10. Back here tonight under the lights at Kansas Speedway, as drivers will embark on 125 laps of great racing action under the lights. We've seen an amazing race here last night in the Truck Series. We're going to see how these Cup drivers do here tonight. Quick, fast qualifying session here tonight, halfway off the stopwatch already. Let's go ahead and get rid of that track information and head trackside. But before we do, how you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV land, race fans, glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside. We spoke about trackside. Let's bring you some of those qualifying times. Sitting top of the speed charts behind the wheel of that 26 machine, looking for yet another win. Bailey Dutton with the quick time here tonight, 30:10, the fast time for Dutton. Fredericks right behind him, Corey Melton rounding out your top three. And the qualifying session here tonight, so a lot on the line. A handful of drivers already locked into the championship race, and they're going to keep the resources back at the shop tonight. So with the final 30 seconds ticking off the stopwatch, nobody going to be able to dethrone the king. Fast man here in qualifying. He'll bring us to the green flag tonight, the 26 of Bailey Dutton. And just like that, the music fades and time is gone. We're going to head to a quick commercial break. Back trackside for your national anthem and starting the lineup. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back from Kansas Speedway.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And as we finish the flyover, drivers will immediately make their way to the starting grid. A lot on the line for some drivers tonight. Some in the field electing to stay back at the race shop. So with a lot going on here towards the end of the regular season, or not even towards the end, it is the end of the regular season, race number 10. Here tonight, the Toto 125 from Kansas Speedway coming at you live once again with SwiftMotorSports. These drivers are going to put their skills to the test, and let's get to some of that official business before we head trackside. Coming into tonight's race, you can see Todd Cray taking the top spot in the point standings. He's all but assured a top 16 and will have a chance at the championship. So let's get right to what I call the business side of things. Brian Wasserman, L.C. Daly, Gary May, Tommy Haynes. Those drivers right at the cutoff line. Daly, Gaines, Wasserman, just about out of reach. We'll see if one of these drivers on the outside looking in can get to victory lane and snatch one of those final few positions inside of the top 16. We're going to focus in on John Wimbish and Nick Hunt here tonight. Both of those drivers in the field and only sitting 3 and 12 points out of that bubble. They've got a huge opportunity here tonight. Tommy Haynes not in the field. That is definitely going to shake things up. So we'll see how it goes. And we'll go trackside as the field gets set to roll off of pit road. The driver's going to pull those belts tight, get their elbows up, heads down, and get ready for 125 laps of fast-paced racing action coming at you right here from Kansas Speedway. And as you can hear those familiar sounds in the background, you know it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup from Kansas Speedway. The Toto 125 starting inside row number 1 behind the wheel of that number 26 machine, fast as always, Bailey Dutton will bring the field to the green. Dalton Fredericks in the number 20 will start just to his outside with Corey Melton and Roy Fernandez back in row number 2. Row number 3 here tonight as the paint scheme seemed to still be loading in here. We do apologize about that, but John McMillan Jr. and Sr. in row 3. Row number 4 here tonight, the 00 of Nick Hunt, followed by the 56 of John Wimbish. Mike Compaggio and Elsie Daly back in row number 5, and finishing out the 12-car field inside behind the wheel of the 5, Gary May, the fast Todd Craig. That's going to do it for your starting lineup here tonight. Which one of these 12 drivers will get the victory lane? So as they make their way off of 4 into the restart zone, music will fade and engines will roar. All the gas and green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Kansas Speedway. Kansas Speedway, one of the tracks that lends itself to side-by-side racing action. Multiple different grooves to run as we see it 2-3 wide with the spot of 5. I believe that's going to be the 3 of Roy Fernandez. Yes, it is. Fernandez took it to the extreme high side at the end of lap number 1. Pole sitter Bailey Dutton will lead the first lap here tonight on the Toto 125, stepping out already to a half a second advantage and up 3 spots from where he qualified. The man in the back making a run to the front behind the wheel of the Rich DPC powered by Nitro 21 Chevy Impala. Todd Craig making moves early here tonight as lap 2 finishes. We'll drop the timing scoring over to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you follow along and find your favorite driver in the field here tonight. Back to the battles inside of your top 5. Corey Melton was able to wrangle that second position away. John McMillan Jr. going to slide into 3rd. Fredericks falls back to 4th. Roy Fernandez heating them up, looking to the inside off of 4. Crossing the line side by side, drag race back to 1. Big move by Fredericks, a little bit of a crossover, diamond in the corner, the All-Star 15 TV. 20 machine with a big head of steam down the back stretch. He'll pull a nose on the 3 on the top side. Looking for the slide job. He's going to get it. Fernandez goes to crossover. Super loose off of 4. And that's what you call giving it all she's worth. Roy Fernandez getting the rear of the car. Braking traction. Stayed in the throttle. And just hammered down. Drove out of it. And here he is diving to the inside. Going back into 3. Drifts up just a little bit. Advantage to Fredericks on the high side. 5 laps completed here tonight. We're going to jump around the track just a little bit. Let's take a look at this All-Star 15 TV number 9 machine, piloted by Mike Compaggio. Slow and steady moves here tonight for the 9. He's going to pick up 2 positions from where he qualified from 9th, now running in 7th. across the stripe. Lap number 7 gonna go on the board. Drivers head back through 1 and 2. Just in front of Nick Hunt continues to rage on. Staying for Fernandez. Position. Fredericks keeps it for now. Compagio begins to close in. A lot of great shots around the field here tonight. A lot of great onboard cameras as well. Let's see if we can't jump onto one of them right now, looking inside. Got the man putting in work behind the wheel. Underneath that stroker aces a helmet, Nick Hunt. Knocking on the door of the top 5, sitting in 6th, up 1 position from where he qualified tonight. On to another one of our onboard carriers, John McMillan Jr., sitting in 3rd. He's also up 2 positions. Deeper in the field, back running in the 8th position. Fans in the stands looking to watch Todd Cray blaze a trail. To the front of the field, slow and steady. Above the scoring pylon, up 5 positions now as he looks to the inside of Compagio. He's going to easily take that position away, begin to step away now off of 4. Jumping around the track once again as Fredericks and Fernandez battle for 4th and 5th. That's going to bring Nick Hunt right into the mix, which also tows Todd Cray along the way. Big opportunity here for a handful of drivers to make up some amazing points. And again, we're going to keep going back. Right, we're going to keep going back to the point standings coming into tonight's race. A lot on the line. Championship chances. Tommy Haynes coming into tonight's race as we watch Cray make the pass on Hunt out of 4. Haynes coming into tonight's race, 227 points on the season. From just 3 points in front of John Wimbish. Wimbish running in a top 10 position. We don't want to do the points on the fly, right? We don't want to cause confusion or error. But everything in my logic of thinking, if Wimbish can finish inside of the top 10, I don't see how he doesn't fight his way into that championship 16. Nick Hunt with a solid top 10, maybe a top 8. If he can pull off a top 8, I don't see how he might not be able to have a shot at working his way in. Gary May in the field here tonight, so he is going to pick up some points. Justin Gann, not in the field. He's going to lose some ground. Brian Wasserman also not with us here tonight. So it's a lot at stake. There's a lot of points out there. So we'll see which one of these guys can make it, man. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be... it may come down to a tiebreaker. Well, we won't speculate too much longer on that. We'll let the racing decide it. We'll let the statisticians do their job. That's what they're there for. Lord knows I lose track of how many race leaders we have. Dalton Fredericks to pit road early. Fredericks to pit road on lap 16. We've seen Dalton losing a little bit of ground and a little bit of speed over the course of the run. Is it too early? Or is the long strategy at play early here tonight from both Dalton Fredericks and Mike Compaggio. And JR Racing, appreciate the little bit of a heads up about something being too quiet. We took it as was probably our microphone, so we've adjusted some audio levels for us. Let us know if that fixes it up. If not, we'll continue to work to bring you all the calls and all the action. Trackside here tonight from Kansas Speedway. Bailey Dutton still out front, but only 3/4 of a second now. That race lead has diminished over this green flag run. Corey Melton solidly into the second position. John McMillan Jr. with a comfortable lead over Todd Cray, but only for a moment, as Cray has found a way by Hunt, as well as Fernandez. Almost contact there. McMillan Sr. a little loose out of two. Almost contact to win the 56 of John Wimbish. And if you're behind the wheel of that Army 56 machine, right, you don't want any trouble. And you can almost see right there, Wimbish kind of backed out a little bit. A little bit of a moment there between himself, McMillan Sr., as well as the 6th of Elsie Daly, the Summit Racing Machine, almost into the wall there, carrying a bit of speed through the center of the corner. But right, that's just, it's what you don't need. If you're John Wimbish, you're just looking to have a clean race. You just bring it home in one piece. Try to keep it on the lead lap if you can. It just maintain that solid night. Maximize the points that you can, right? That's what you try to do week in, week out. But this week, a lot on the line. A chance to run for a season championship. That's what it's all about. That's what these drivers put in the work behind the wheel for. Will Wimbish be able to score enough points here tonight to make that dream a reality? We'll find out in just about another 105 laps. As halfway down the backstretch, Wimbish closing in on McMillan Sr. Fernandez to pit road this latest time around, now enjoying a 1.2 second advantage at the front. Bailey Dutton continues to lead every lap here tonight. Corey Melton now sitting in second, with John McMillan Jr. moving to third. One of your only battles and biggest battle on track, right here on screen in front of your eyes. The 51 of John McMillan Sr. sitting in 6th, Wimbish in 7th. Fredericks, fresh tires, goes 3 wide, 3 and 4. And that's what you call confidence. You gotta drive it in there. You know you got the fresh tires. You know you have that little bit of an advantage. You just gotta trust that those tires are gonna stick. You just gotta know that it's gonna work out. And you go for broke. Looking to not break his machine, the U.S. Army 56 of John Wimbish, a bit loose coming out of 2. Race leaders to pit road this time around. Bailey Dutton, Corey Melton, Todd Cray, Daly coming by. On the brakes hard was the 51 of John McMillan Sr., and that's going to put John Jr. at the front for the first time here tonight. New race leader behind the wheel of that Exalta number 15 machine. The John McMillan Jr. to the point. Keeping it tried and true to a 4 tires, a four stop night. John McMillan Jr. to pit road. This latest time around, Gary May going to follow through, and that's going to complete the round of green flag pit stops. Let's go back to the front here, though. Your new race leader this time around, Dalton Fredericks, will take over the eventual race lead. Coming to pit road, though, 11 laps before the rest of the field. That is a big time short pit. That is a big bank on the strategy. Over a 2-second advantage for the time being for Fredericks out front, your third race leader of the night with 3 lead changes. But look how quick that time is dropping. Bailey Dutton closing in at a frantic pace. Timing and scoring showing over a second faster. Last time around, and there it is. Dutton already within screenshot. Closing in fast, man. From out of nowhere down to the bottom and right around. No fight out of Fredericks as he tries to keep the tires on the car for the moment. Fast forward fusion, utilizing a little bit of strategy, but it's going to be short-lived. Handful of laps led. We'll see if it works out. At the end of tonight's race here from Kansas Speedway, you're watching the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Cup Series, brought to you by Swift Motorsports. Fernandez down to the bottom of the racetrack. Corey Melton will follow through. Look at the man in the background. Here he comes once again, piloting that Rich DPC. Towards the front of the field, easily going to make the pass on Fredericks as he, the tires already falling off. The speed's already off. 31.98 last time around for Fredericks. Race leader Bailey Dutton, 30.4. That is a second and a half difference on the stopwatch. A lot of speed with those fresh Goodyears. Three-way battle for second, third. In fourth, Gray works the bottom of the racetrack, makes the move, slides into third. Now on that rear deck lid of the 48 Lowe's Cobalt Tools machine of Corey Melton. While these guys battle for the final spots on the podium, Bailey Dutton stepping out to almost a 2-second advantage at the front of his field. Dutton checking out. And race fans, there it is. Just proof in the pudding. All right. Roy Fernandez came to pit road back on lap 21. You can see him already struggling with a little of the grip. About 3/10 slower for the past 4 laps in a row. Gap now developing between Todd Craig and Fernandez as he goes to the top of the speedway, looking for grip, looking to find a faster way around the track. Try to keep within eyesight, within striking distance of Melton and Craig as they continue the battle. Will they burn their tires up? A lot of questions, and we're going to have an answer for them all as we jump on board now with Fernandez sitting in the 4th position. Turn 3 gyro cam in action here tonight. On board with a handful of drivers. We'll get to your next driver in just a few moments. But first, let's take a ride with Fernandez. close to that outside wall. That's a lap around the track on board the Spotify number 3 of Roy Fernandez, and you can just get a feel for not just the banking in the corners, but take a look at this backstretch. Not truly flat. A little bit of banking all the way around this 1.5 mile oval right outside of Kansas City. A beautiful night for some great green flag racing action. We've been clean and green since the drop of the green flag. Lap 36 now on the board. Producers wanting to head back here to this little bit of a battle that's beginning to brew. Nick Hunt able to make up a position to go by Dalton Fredericks. John Wimbish in the U.S. Army 56 machine now up to 8th with the LC Daly right behind him. And Fredericks back to pit road. He's going to stay trying and true to that early fuel window. And I don't know, it gave up a ton of time there before coming to pit road. About a 10-second deficit before he brought that 20 machine down pit road. It's a big gain, right? Don't get me wrong, big gain here. But race leaders about 10 to 12 laps away from their green flag pit stop. I'm not sure. I'm really just not sure about the strategy. Todd Cray found a way to get by Corey Melton. He's going to take over that second position. Biggest mover of the night. Up 10 spots from where he qualified. Shotgun Sally, tail end of the field. Last placed, starting position. And Todd Cray has made his way into the podium. And into second, Corey Melton. Huge moment off of 2 last time around. See, this is where we start getting our crew chief hat on, right? You hear me speculate and talk about it week in, week out, race after race, but we're going to really start analyzing this thing, because it's an interesting pit stop for Dalton Fredericks. Right now, only 1 second quicker on the stopwatch for Fredericks. But as those times continue to fall off for Dutton, they're going to stay right around that 30.4 area for Fredericks. So how much time can he gain? Right now, listed as the first driver and only driver 1 lap down the 9 of Mike Compaggio coming to pit road with Fredericks. He's going to fall a second lap behind, and now he's going to need a little help from a caution. One lap fresher tires for the Exalta. Chevy Impala closing in on the Monte Carlo of Belton. John McMillan Jr. puts his name back up into the mix before the end of the green flag pit cycle. I should say the green flag run. Just knocking on the door, maybe 5 to 6 laps away from watching race leaders come to pit road. And here's Roy Fernandez. He's going to come down to pit road, have a little shorter stint here during his second fuel run. So already 2 different strategies. Calling an audible is Fernandez. struggling with a little bit of grip behind the wheel of that Lowe's. Power of Pride Cobalt Tools, number 48 machine, Corey Melton, struggling with speed, struggling with grip, maintaining that high side, and that lets you know that the handling is going away in that 48. You watch him just slowly move up the racetrack, and this is where it's going to benefit McMillan Jr. Really able to work that bottom lane, the inside of the racetrack. Todd Cray gave away second, gives away third, and now sits in fourth. Fresh tires on the 9 of Compagio. He should make short work, easy work here. But the problem for Compagio, those are lead lap cars battling for lead lap positions. You want to get up there and get by them just as fast as you can, but you also don't want to be that guy. We all know that guy. You know what I mean? So, we're just going to leave it as that. Paggio doing a great job here running with these lead lap drivers. Still looking to get by race leader Bailey Dutton. The good old-fashioned way. Put himself back on the lead lap before the round of green flag pit cycle ends here. Not much to talk about at the front of the field. Bailey Dutton out to a 3-second advantage over John McMillan Jr., the big talk of the track. The battle, second, third, and fourth on screen. Closest battle on the racetrack. John McMillan Jr. going to pick up a handful of positions late in this green flag run. Move to second. Corey Melton able to maintain third. Frederick's able to get by Fernandez. And that's an interesting little move here. Fernandez has been out on track for 2 to 3 laps since making his stop. Maybe having a bit of a moment last time around. In front of the field begins to head to pit lane. Todd Cray and John Wimbish both on their second stop of the night. That's going to leave your top 7 out on track. And we're going to scratch that. Melton going to pit from third as Dutton stretches the fuel here on this green flag run, looking for that lap 51 mark, I would assume. Setting himself up for a very even fuel run to the end of tonight's race. And there it is, just as we called it. Dutton to pit road this time around. Lap 51 will go on the board when we cross the line. And how about McMillan Jr.? Great run up through the field. He's going to close right in on Dutton heading into pit road. Does Gary May roll the dice and stay out? Or will he head to pit road? And there's your answer. Little bit of damage on that Fastenal Chevy Impala. The right front beat in just a little bit. That's indicative of contact with the outside wall. More than likely right at the center of the corner. Just drifting up the racetrack a little bit too much and into the outside wall. Was the 5 of May. He's going to stay out, become our 4th different race leader of the night. And with that lap led, he's going to head right to pit lane. So we saw that undercut work earlier here tonight for Dalton Fredericks. He was able to maintain the race lead for a handful of laps. Not going to do it here on this second round of green flag pit stops. Fredericks immediately pounced on by Dutton and Cray. Great pit stop for Todd Cray. Went from 4th now to 2nd, gaining not just 2 positions, but gaining a ton of time. Trying to see there were any big issues on the pit road, and we're not seeing any. Just quick down pit road and up to speed. Dutton and Gray showing their championship caliber by maximizing everything on pit road entry. While on pit road, pit crew did exactly what they needed to do. Getting back up to speed, that's key. You can ask one of the kings in NASCAR. And we're going to call him a king because there's not quite any other driver in the NASCAR ranks that can make up time on and off pit road the way that Kyle Busch can do it. Hate it or love it, like him or love him, Busch just on that next level. We'll take a look now off of the tail end of your race leader, Bailey Dutton, sitting at the top spot. Todd Gray right behind him, trying to close in on his teammate. A little bit of bragging rights. If Dutton can pull out the win here tonight, that will be back-to-back race-winning performances, and we're gonna have to go back yet another week. Let's double check those stats, guys. Can we get that, please? And we are going to yeah, he could possibly go back-to-back here tonight. Not just that, but he can really separate himself in that winner's column. Bailey Dutton, 3 race wins so far this season. Will he make it a 4th here tonight? Looks like the race swinging his way for the time being. About 10 laps away from the halfway point here tonight as we ride and take a look off of the tail end of that Lowe's Power of Pride Cobalt Tools number 48 Chevy Monte Carlo, and Melton since in 4. Things kind of quiet on the track for the time being. Long green flag run has spread this field out just a little bit. In trouble and issues on pit road has called out the 00 John Deere machine of Nick Hunt, listed multiple laps down. Now Hunt gonna sit 3 laps down. He definitely needs one of those cautions here tonight. Right, but with the field spread out, with all the gaps out there on the track, unless a driver just has a complete into the outside wall. Did we have a mechanical failure? No, but heavy impact on that right side for Cabaggio. That was a hard hit. The safer barrier or not, that beat in the right side of the car, pancaking it out of the corner. My goodness. And you know, we'd like to see drivers stick to their guns, right? Behind the wheel of the Ford Fusion All-Star 15 TV machine, Dalton Fredericks staying true to the team strategy on pit road once again earlier than the rest of the field. And Fredericks will fall back off of the lead lap Another 10 to 12 laps before we see the rest of the field begin to make their way on the pit road right around the corner of the halfway point. So what do you say we dive right into some things? Bring you some of your driver highlights and spotlights. Front of the field will start with the butt kicker pole award winner here tonight. Bailey Dutton going to take the top spot and pretty much not look back, has only given up the race lead coming to pit road. Dutton continues to lead the field. That's going to move us along the list to the man that sits in second. Up 10 positions from where he started tonight's race, back in 12th, final position on the starting grid. And Gray has got the job done. A lot of speed behind that Impala. We'll see if he can pick up one more. Sitting back in third position, up 2 spots from where he qualified. Rounding out the row at the start of tonight's race with McMillan Sr., the man behind the 15 right here on screen. John McMillan Jr. runs in third, finishing out as your podium drivers. We've been on board, we've watched them go around the track. Behind the wheel of the Monte Carlo SS, the Lowe's, Power of Pride, Cobalt Tools 48 of Corey Melton sits in fourth. Finishing out your top 5, great run up through the field from the Summit Racing. Machine of LC Daly up 5 positions from where he qualified from 10th to 5th. Great night here tonight for Daly. Oh, sneaky, saving a little fuel. Oh, gotta keep it out of that outside wall. Sneakily trying to save a little bit of fuel, and that's going to do it for your driver highlights and spotlights. Back to the point when the race leader, Bailey Dutton, off of turn 2. Mid-race report looks a little something like this. 12 drivers to the starting grid here tonight. We have still got all 12 out on the track, but just 7 remain on the lead lap for the moment. John McMillan Sr. fighting to keep himself on the lead lap, just about 3 seconds out in front of race leader Bailey Dutton, who enjoys almost a 3-second buffer back to Todd Craig. Five to 6 laps away from green flag pit stops for the front of the field. Fredericks, Fernandez, all ready to pit road for their 3rd stop of the night. Mike Cambaggio on the pit road for his 3rd stop of the evening as well. Fernandez fighting hard to get himself 1 lap down. He's going to keep himself just that 1 lap down, but keep in mind both of these guys still yet to come to pit lane. And JR, hopefully you're still out there joining us, still out there tuning in. Never quite got it, the feedback on whether or not the audio levels have worked themselves out. Are we good to go? You like the way the engines and cars sound? Always coming across clear as well. If you're out there watching, let us know. And again, while you're here or while you're at it watching this long green flag run here at Kansas Speedway. Be sure to show these drivers some love and appreciation. Let them know you enjoy all the racing action and drop that thumbs up. Less than 50 laps remain. Last night, we seen a long green flag run in the Performance Motorsports Truck Series right here from Kansas Speedway. We are on another long run to start things out here tonight in the Tono 125 for the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Cup Series. Todd Cray, John Wimmish, both to pit road this time by. And Todd Cray gonna fall off on the lead lap. This is something I don't think we've seen out of the past pit stops. Very interesting moments here. Cray off of pit road, back up to speed. Able to keep himself right there with Fredericks. Not going to lose a ton of time. But with 12 lap fresher tires, Cray should easily be able to work his way back by Fredericks and begin to set sail, trying to cut in to that race lead of this 26 of Bailey Dutton. Still yet to come to pit road. Close racing here. And Dutton going to be forced to stay out on the track as I believe McMillan Sr. to pit lane. And there it is, Dutton clutching a little bit. Sneaky. And that's going to get him that one extra lap, but he's going to lose a little bit more time now. We're unaware of whether or not Todd Cray was on to pit lane or before pit lane clutching, but you could hear him completely out of the gas. Coming to pit road. Nice and easy entry to pit lane. I don't want to say the car's not under power, but it looked like he was maybe just holding the clutch in all the way through 3 and 4 to try to ensure he had enough fuel to get to the pit box. So we're going to go back here. Todd Cray, able to keep himself out in front of Dalton Fredericks and stepping away rapidly. Ray into second, and he makes the jump. He's going to sail by Bailey Dutton. Pit road. 4 laps early, and whoa, big moment for Compaggio. Four laps equals 4-second advantage for Todd Cray now. Back to the point for the second time here tonight as the fans in the stands let us know what they think about it. They're all going to get to their feet, hear a big roar out of the crowd, and this is going to set things up for an interesting fuel run. Fastest lap of the race, a dead set tie. A 30.137 for Todd Cray. A 30.137 for Bailey Dutton. Mirror images, mirror times. Cray looking to mirror his teammate and pick up that third win of the season here tonight, looking to lead a handful of laps. Could he have now taken control? So as the third green flag pit cycle finishes itself on out, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back if there's any trouble on the track, but going to quickly get some of the sponsors' bills paid. And you know how that goes. You got to keep the lights turned on, but we'll be back momentarily here from Kansas Speedway. You're watching the Toto 125 with the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Cup Series. And as promised, back live trackside as Todd Craig continues to lead. No real action to speak of. Roy Fernandez on to pit road for his fourth stop of the night. That's going to be about the biggest moment here tonight. The Tono 125 for the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Cup Series, brought to you by Swift Motorsports. Partnering once again with Butt Kicker. Feel every bump, every rush of wind with their haptic transducers. Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Dalton Fredericks to pit lane this time by. So, fourth stops. Beginning on track. I think it may be a little early. I mean, there had to have been trouble for Fernandez to come down and take that fourth stop already. We've seen Fredericks early to pit road. This is going to be about 14 laps. Maybe a little more than that. It's going to be, yeah, about 14 laps before your race leaders. And I'm starting to do the math here. And unless Fredericks knows something we don't, and he can stretch the fuel a little farther, not sure he's going to have enough to get to the end. It's going to be close for both Todd Cray. Bailey Dutton, one of the few drivers that should easily have enough fuel. You seen him run that extra lap on the third green flag stint. He should be able to push this stint just past that 100 lap mark, which will easily put him into that fuel window. Fernandez and Fredericks, varying strategies. Fredericks able to stay one lap down. Fernandez gonna work the high side with the fresh tires. He's gonna put himself back one lap down. But unless there's a caution, it's gonna be close, man. Fredericks may catch the bad end of the stick on this one. I think Fernandez, I think he tried a strategy. I don't foresee it continuing to pan out and pay off. with just about 35 laps to go when we cross the line this time around. One more pit stop, definitely needed for this field. And I think right there with needing one more stop is going to be Fredericks and Fernandez. Taking a look at the 56 of John Wimbish as he falls off of the lead lap. Running in the 6th position, Wimbish showed up here tonight to try to work his way into the championship position. Came in 17th in the overall point standings, just 3 points back. So it's going to be close when it's all said and done. The points are handed out. But Wimbish needed that solid night, and he's got it. Came into tonight's race sitting 9 points in front of Nick Hunt. And with that double O having trouble on our second green flag stop, he's put himself well out in front. And just as we talk about him, he's going to bring his U.S. Army.com number 56 Chevy machine to pit lane. John Wimbish to pit road. Going back out front with race leader Bailey Dutton as he crosses the line to put lap number 94 on the board. Bailey was able to run down Todd Gray with those 4-lap fresher tires, about 0.3 of a second faster last time around. And will we see Todd make that short pit again? Or has he worked himself into a position where he's going to have to run this fuel out, and he's just not going to have quite a bit the advantage that he once did? Clean and green since this drop of the starting flag here tonight. Not a caution to speak of. Big gaps throughout this 12-car field here tonight as Bailey Dutton continues to pile on the laps led, and he's going to easily win that most laps led award here tonight. So walking away with the butt kicker pole award, the most laps led, tied to a T for the fastest lap. There isn't but one more box to check. Dutton looking for victory lane. Todd Gray to pit road. This lane is time by continuing that little bit of a short pit. This is going to mean Gray is going to have to run about a 27 to 28 lap run to make it to the end. And I'm just not sure he's going to have the fuel without saving. And if you're saving fuel, you're not going as fast as you can. I can assure you the man that just crossed the start-finish line, Bailey Dutton, he's going to wait to come to pit road until he can just smash the gas and not have a care in the world. Bailey Dutton leads by 4. And he's clutching once again. Giving away the race secrets. Maybe some of his, maybe somebody's 2 and an end. And maybe somebody can adjust a strategy. Try to do something with the Dutton at the front. I mean, class of the field here tonight. We're not going to make any argument about it. We're not going to hide the fact he has been super fast here all night long. Started at the front, has only given up the race lead after coming to pit road for a pit stop. And even at that, hasn't really given up the race lead for a ton of laps either. So here it is. Coming down to the final 25 laps in tonight's Toto 125 from Kansas Speedway. The final 25 laps in the regular season. We've got a regular season points champion to crown. Came into tonight's race just 5 points in front of Dalton Fredericks. 30 points in front of this man, Bailey Dutton. Ken Dutton with all the checks in the boxes tonight from Kansas. Can he possibly find a way to steal that regular season points championship? It's going to be hard. Bray's going to have something go awry at the end of tonight's race. All ready to pit road for his final stop. Todd Craig to move into second, listed 1 lap down, but almost 2 seconds faster a lap. And Dutton's had enough. He's going to go ahead and come to pit road. That's going to allow Todd Craig to get himself back on the lead lap. But will he be able to challenge for that race lead? Keeping an eye on pit road. Down to pit lane. Crew waiting and jumping over the wall. Into his box now. Bailey Dutton to win service. Right side's in the air. Down and away into the left sides. All the tires on. Gas man begins to shake his head. They're ready to go. They drop the jack and Dutton on his way. But Todd Cray will leapfrog once again. And look at the advantage this time. Coming to pit road. 6 laps before Bailey Dutton, and that has gained Todd Cray almost an 8-second advantage. Now, what do you do here if you're Todd? Right, we've seen Bailey Dutton run you down in that 3rd green flag run. Right? Fuel's got to be on your mind. You came to pit road a little bit earlier than what you did last time. So is there enough fuel? Do you save the fuel now? Giving up the time now. Saving a little bit of tire now. To have something. When Dutton eventually gets there, Bailey's going to get there. Not a shadow of a doubt in my mind that Dutton is not going to close in on Craig. But what do you do if you're in that 21? Do you take it easy now? Give up that pace on the front end? Or do you absolutely just hammer down and try to get everything on the front side? And if the race car driver in me tells me one thing, it's that Todd Cray ain't worrying about fuel. You see a little bit of a loose moment off of turn 2 last time by. So Cray, I don't think he's saving. I don't think he's truly strategizing. I think he's just out there. Race lead has come to him here with less than 20 to go. He's going to do what he's got to, and just along the way, will Todd Cray pull off win number 3? Last time around, 6 tenths faster. on the stopwatch for Bailey Dutton. You can see that differential, that advantage, the buffer quickly going away for Todd Croy, almost into the outside wall. Oh my gosh, that was close. Little bit of damage on the right front for that Summit Racing Chevy Impala, piloted by Elsie Daly, sitting in the 6th position, last driver on the lead lap. With just a mishap on the pit strategy, both Fernandez and Wimbish making a 5th stop tonight, putting them 1 and 2 laps down. Dalton Fredericks has to come to pit road once again as well, already into his box. Will it be 4 tires? Yes, it is. Fredericks will fall through the running order late in the race here tonight. Todd Cray out to a 4.3 second advantage with 15 to go this time by. "110 laps behind us, over 150 miles ran here tonight." And just to give you an idea, at the torrent fast pace, these guys have driven over 150 miles in less than an hour, just passing that hour mark on the stopwatch. These guys did not come to play. They have laid down blazing fast laps after lap after lap here tonight. Little moments of trouble, handful of drivers struggling with the rear grip, but no cautions to speak of. We're over 110 laps of green flag racing here tonight at America's Heartland at Kansas Speedway, just outside of Kansas City. And look at it claim the ground here tonight, looking to even that winner's column, looking for his 3rd win behind the wheel of these Cup cars. Todd Cray looking to pick up win 3, looking to secure that regular season points championship. And I think he's going to have that sewed up, because if he finishes inside of the top 3, even with Dutton winning the race and all the accolades that have come along with it tonight for Dutton, Todd Cray still going to have enough points to walk away as your regular season points champion, barring any catastrophic troubles here in these final 11 laps and a big wiggle off of 2. A 1.2 back from Cray. Bailey Dutton starting to really eat into that race lead. 0.6 of a second faster once again. So the math tells us he'll be there within 2 laps. Dutton will have a shot for a race-winning move with 7 to 8 laps to go. How hard will his teammate fight? And we told you he would be there with 7 or 8 to go. We're going to cross the line with 8 laps remaining this time around, and Bailey Dutton has run him down. Looking to the high side, trying to use those fresher tires. Dutton gonna sail it off into one way up the track. Keep that momentum wound up and completes a pass off of turn number 2. That's all she wrote. Todd Cray gonna have to hope for a slipstream at a draft and pray that Dutton has a moment in the corner in front. Seven laps remain here at the Toto 125 for the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Cup Series. And with the final laps upon us, Todd Cray want to be sure before we announce this here. We're going to have to get to 4 to go before he will securely walk away with the regular season points championship. But great ride around the corner for that. A little bit of a rough season behind the wheel of the trucks. Great season here are the Cup cars. Both Dutton and Cray secured their chances at the Truck Series Championship last night, right here. From Kansas Speedway. Oh, and Cray to pit road. Todd Cray to pit lane. Oh my, this has thrown a monkey wrench into things at the end. Todd Cray to pit road. That's going to hand over second place to John McMillan Jr. Corey Melton will move to third. Cray sitting in fourth for the time being into the box. This has got to be a fuel only. And indeed, a fuel-only stop with Todd Cray just making his way off of pit road. He'll fall to fifth. Oh, this is getting close. Now, what's that do for race leaders? We assumed they were going to be able to make it to the end. 3 laps to go. Dutton out front. McMillan Jr. sitting in second. Corey Melton in third. Kelsey Daly back in fourth. Dutton should be securely able to make it to the end. McMillan Jr., Melton, and Daly. It's going to be close. But with popsicle sticks on display, only 3 miles of racing action remaining in the regular season. Final 2 laps here tonight from Kansas Speedway, and we have watched tonight's Ayers Eye Racing Paints Cup Series race go flag to flag. Green flag racing action, one of the fastest races we have ever been a part of. These guys absolutely putting on a show, and as he crosses the line, the white flag flies. Final lap for race leader Bailey Dutton at the front of this field. Easy 4-second advantage of John McMillan Jr. Corey Melton right there in third. We heard him clutching at one point. He's going to come in clutch. At the end of tonight's race, fuel strategy pays off, and the race win belongs to the man behind that 21 machine. Back-to-back visits to victory lane, picking up his 4th win of the year. Man, it doesn't get much better than that. Bailey Dutton going to take the checkered flag. An amazing run In an amazing night. You can see all the fans in the stands, sold out, packed house here tonight. Once again for the Airs High Racing Paints Cup Series, brought to you by Swift Motorsports and Butt Kicker. An amazing race. So as Bailey enjoys his post-race celebrations, we're going to step away for a brief commercial break, head back for our track. Head back trackside for our post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back from Kansas Speedway. And back trackside at the conclusion of tonight's Toto 125 for the Airs High Racing Paints Cup Series, brought to you by Swift Motorsports. Flag to flag, green flag action, and we're going to dive right in to these post-race interviews. What do you say we see if we can't dial up the man behind that Lowe's Power of Pride number 48 machine? Corey, it's Dave. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, heck of a way to finish out the season. Great run here tonight. Not a lot of trouble to really speak of out there. Long green flag, one of the longest green flags we've seen so far this season. How tired are you?
There's a little sweat, man. But when there's only 12 cars, there wasn't a whole lot of like side by side racing. So it was more just a strategy race, just trying to save enough fuel to get to the end.
Well, you had enough to get to the end. You walked into tonight's race sitting in fifth, pretty much all but guaranteed a shot at the championship. So where do you move on from here, right? We're going to start that championship run next week. Is there any of these next 5 tracks that you're eyeballing? Are you looking at just making it through the first round? Do you got your sights on being one of those drivers at the end of the season fighting for that championship?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd obviously love to be there at the end. I mean, in their first round, Homestead's a fun one. I look forward to that. And the second one, I think that says Charlotte. I like that one. Not real familiar with Gateway, and then Kentucky's fun, so should be a fun playoff run.
Well, yeah, man, we're looking forward to some great racing action as we got to you earlier this season. I love it when that iconic 48 gets into victory lane and gets the finish on the podium. So, congratulations here tonight. Before we let you go, though, would you like to give any final shout outs, thank yous, love yous?
Just thanks to you for putting on the broadcast. I enjoyed going back and watching some of it. You do a good job, and thanks to Don and everyone for putting on the league. And hopefully, we get some more people to show up next week. But you know, it happens. You get closer to the playoffs, and if you don't make it, it's hard to be motivated to show up. So, go Chiefs!
Go Chiefs just outside of Kansas City. I'm sure Mahomes going to like that. Might offer him to come to his homes. No, that didn't work. Sorry. Bad joke. Bad joke. Oh, Corey.
Oh man,
Always a pleasure to catch up with you, man. Until next time, stay safe and keep it fast.
thanks, Dave. See you, buddy.
All right, some final parting words from Corey Melton, bringing that Lowe's Power of Pride Cobalt Tools number 48 home to a third place finish here tonight. What a run for him, and that's going to move us right along the list. And let's see if we can't dial up John McMillan Jr. behind that number 15 machine, walking away with second here tonight. John, you got us?
I got you.
Hey, bud, how you doing? How you feeling? Hasn't been too long since we've talked, so a familiar spot for you. How you feeling about tonight's race?
I feel it was good. Obviously, total from green flag to checkers there is good to see. Good to get a good long race in like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now we've got the championship races coming up here, starting next week. To be a matter of fact, you found yourself running for the championship, both in the trucks and over here, if I'm not mistaken. So, how are you approaching the pressure pack situation out of both series?
Just taking it race by race is the best way I can do it. I'm not looking too much forward. If just gonna race by race, make each cut now as the chase goes on, and hopefully for that final race, at least be able to contend for a championship.
Well, I'm gonna put you on the spot real quick. You've got 2 race wins so far this season. Are we gonna get that third in one of these 5 races remaining?
I'm gonna try my best. I got to just be consistent and hopefully be there at the end. If Bailey's a tough contender, that's for sure. He's won the last 2 back to back, so he's going to be one of the guys to contend with. But there's a lot of good drivers in this league.
Absolutely, and that showed itself here tonight, as you mentioned. Flag to flag, green flag action all night long here from Kansas Speedway. So before we let you go and begin to transition into that championship mindset, would you like to give any final shout outs, thank yous, love yous?
Just thank everybody on this 15 machine team. I'd like to thank all the admins here at Swift. Thank you as well, Dave. And good luck to all the drivers in the playoffs.
Well, we wish you the best moving forward. We hope to get to see you in victory lane more, but all assured we're going to have a chance to catch up with you in these post-race interviews throughout the championship run. So until next time, my man, stay safe, and as always, keep it fast.
Thanks, you too, Dave.
All right, John McMillan Jr. Some final few words here tonight. Just going to approach things kind of the way that he approaches every week. Just get the most that he can, have those consistent runs, try to make it into the next round, and just continue to plug away. Don't sell McMillan Jr. short. He's going to be a driver that the championship may run through in Kentucky in 5 short weeks. 15 with a great run. He'll finish in second, and that will move us back into victory lane. Back-to-back race-winning performances. It never gets old catching up with our buddy Bailey. How you doing, bud?
Good, good.
Well, we talked about it last week, right? We talked about those race wins, about you separating yourself from teammate Todd Gray, getting a third win to Todd's two. You came in here tonight and you stuck your tongue out at him. You won the pole, most laps led, tied for the fastest lap with Todd. But most importantly, you get that checkered flag. You're going to set yourself apart moving into the championship. 4 wins on the year. How many more you got?
Man, I don't even know how many are left, but hopefully that many.
I was waiting for the how many we got? Yeah, 5. I think I got 6. I think I got 6 in me. But no, seriously,
Yeah.
a great season for you so far. Is there anything about this particular class of the Cup cars that really suits your style?
I think throttle control. I mean, my background on iRacing really started as dirt, so I think these cars kind of tailor to that style of driving because full throttle doesn't work a lot in these cars in the corners. So I think the background in dirt really helps me excel in these Cup cars.
Well, you showed a lot of throttle control. You showed a lot of patience as well. We came to you a handful of times tonight, and you had that clutch in. When did you know you needed to kind of gain an extra lap or two?
Well, I was good to the line. I wanted to try to save a lap or two just in case we did have a caution or in case second or third closed in on me and I had to run the top because running the top would burn quite a bit of fuel. So I knew I wanted to save a little bit just in case one of them caught me and I needed to run the top. So that's what kind of led me to clutch a little bit, and I knew I had a little bit of a lead to play with. So that's kind of my thought process on why I did it.
Well, you saved enough to burn it down a little bit and give the fans in the stands a smoke show, walking away with your 4th win here tonight from Kansas. We look forward to catching up with you through the postseason. But before we let you go for the final time tonight, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Yeah, we'll start with you and the broadcast. Everybody at Swift. It's been a fun season leading into the playoffs. Everybody at Assassin, my engine builder Todd Cray, and I think that's gonna wrap it up.
Well, Bailey, you hear us say it week in, week out at the end of these things. It's always a pleasure to catch up with you. I'm sure you're not going to have a problem with the second half of this, but until next time, stay safe, and we already know you'll keep it fast.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, there you go. The man that has I don't want to necessarily call it dominated the regular season, but 4 race wins in 10 weeks of regular season action. Bailey Dutton, the driver that I would probably say is going to be one of the favorites to make it to Kentucky and win the championship. We'll see how he goes over the next handful of weeks. What a night here tonight. Green flag racing all night long, and Bailey Dutton walks away with the checkered flag once again, his 4th win on the year. Doesn't get much better than that. And we hear the music in the backgrounds. Producers ready for your unofficial race results here tonight in the Toto 125 for Swift Motorsports Airs High Racing Paints Cup Series regular season finale. Bailey Dutton starts at the front from the pole, and he'll snatch the checkered flag. John McMillan Jr. going to finish tonight's race sitting in second. Corey Milton rounds out your podium tonight. Elsie Daly back in that 4th position. First driver 1 lap down, sliding home in 5th. Todd Gray. Don Fredericks tried a pit road strategy, tried a sequence, didn't quite work out, but still a fine finish. Fredericks finishes in 6th. John McMillan Sr., 7th position here tonight, Gary May. Back in 8th, followed by Roar Fernandez in 9th. 10th place tonight belongs to John Wimbish, who very well may have punched his ticket. We'll wait for the stats to get done. We'll wait for the points to come out, but Wimbish may have got it done and may be racing for a championship. Double O of Nick Hunt going to finish in 11th with a 9 of Mike Compaggio. Finishing out your 12-car field here tonight, Andy Starcher, Don Kidder in race control. A little bit of a slow night for those guys. They love it when it happens that way, having to keep cups of coffee full to stay awake. What a night. What a race. Before we begin to cut off the lights and roll up the cords and get set for next week's championship action, if you haven't already, make sure you join us in that push to 4,000 subscribers. Show these drivers love and drop the thumbs up, click subscribe, smash that bell up there at the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So from myself, Dave of the Cave, and everybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.